Hello, welcome to BrainDrive ModelMatch. This is Navneet, and today we are going to discuss about some of the best open source finance models available on Hugging Face. So before I start, I would like to let you know that we are not only going to give you our recommendations, but also we are going to give you our entire evaluation framework for free. Yeah, basically open sourcing it. So you could find the links to the documentation and the evaluation framework in the description section. So check it out after the video ends. So for now, let's proceed. But before I start with the result section, it is really important for you guys to understand how our finance evaluation framework works. So basically, it uses 6 core metrics to evaluate a model on its financial advice capabilities. So the first is trust, second is accuracy, third is explainability, fourth is client first, fifth is risk safety, and sixth is clarity. And using these key metrics, we evaluate each and every model, and that is how the scoring is done, and the ranking then proceeds after that. Now, let us move forward with the main part of the video, that is the results from our evaluation test set. So these were the 3 rank holders. The first one is Llama 370B Instruct. Second is Llama 3.370B Instruct. Third is Llama 3.1 Nematron 70B Instruct. So there's an interesting pattern here. If you would have noticed, all of these models belong to the same provider, that is meta-llama, except for the third one. It still belongs to the Llama family, but it is a customized version by nvidia. So you could check this out in the description section. Again, the links are mentioned. But let us now discuss, these models individually. And also to note that these models are extremely huge. And these are general purpose models. These are not fine tuned for financial data or financial advices, but it still does a lot better compared to fine tuned models. The reason is that they are extremely huge, and they are trained on big data sets. So let us proceed with individual models. Okay. So the first one is Llama 370B Instruct. It has a score of 6.26 out of 10. Okay, this scoring was from our evaluation framework, finance evaluation framework, and this is a 70 billion parameter model. And this is the official documentation page. This is the Hugging Face page. You can use the inference providers, inference API, or maybe you could directly use the code to run it. But make sure that you have sufficient GPU, maybe A100 or L4 GPU if you want speed. And yeah, the $1 million question, when to use it. So from our evaluation test case, we have figured out that this model does a lot better when it comes to explaining complex things in very simple manner. If you are not much knowledgeable about the financial domain, and if you are just a newbie or a starter and doesn't have much information, this is the best model because this explains complex things in a very simple manner. But the cons related to this model is that it is not much detail. So if you are a guy who prefers detailed calculations or detailed understanding, do not go for this model. But if you are a person who wants an explanation done in a very easy manner, who wants a structuralized chat or point wise explanation, this is the best model. Go for it. Now, the second model, that is Llama 3.370B Instruct, okay, it has a total score of 5.87. Again, it is a 70 billion parameter model, and this is the official Hugging Face page. You can access it from here. Again, these have inference providers, and you could access it via code. Now, when to use it? So I would say that this is a solution to the previous model. I won't say that the previous model is bad in general. It does a lot better compared to this model, but still, if your main goal is, detailed explanations, detailed calculations, this is the best model. And again, the cons is that if you cannot handle jargons or complex words, this is not the suitable model for you. This is more like an expert based model. If you have some kind of knowledge in the financial domain already, this is the best model. Go for it. Now, the third model, okay, the last model, Llama 3.1 Nematron 70B Instruct. It has scored 5.87 out of 10. Again, it's a 70 billion parameter model. It is available. The provider is NVIDIA. And It doesn't have an inference API. I get no, it doesn't have. Okay. And you can access it via code. It's really simple. And when to use it, okay? So this is especially for people who want to, analyze things deeper, not in a very subjective manner. For example, there might be people who want to use models for general use cases in domain, but if you want to specifically target subdomains for finance, let's say debts or investments or something like that, it does a great job. Okay, this is the best model. Use it if you want to target subdomains of finance. Okay, so this was all about models, okay? And I will also explain our evaluation test case in a nutshell. So the first is model selection. Since the models, the amount of models available for finance is very less, we need to also target general purpose models like Mistral, Llama, Phi, etc. So total the test case involved 20 models from Hugging Face, which were already popular. Then is model handling. That is basically, configuring the settings and coding it in such a way that it can handle conversations. Okay, then we simulated the conversations, that is conversation generation. And once the conversation generation has been done, we tested it against four different domains. First of all, we generated four conversations belonging to four different domains. First is budgeting, second is taxation, third is investments, and fourth is debt or loans or etc. And once we got the four conversations, we fed it to our evaluation framework, and that is how the scoring was done. We got the scores from the evaluation framework and yeah, arranged it in descending order. So this was, all about the evaluation framework. And you could find the evaluation frameworks link in the description section, all the models link available in the description section. And if you want to dig deeper into the math and the logic and the research papers we use, research findings we use, everything is mentioned in the documentation page. Please check it out and test it out. Let us know your feedback on this. If you feel that there's a better model than this, or if the model is not doing or giving results as expected, let us know in the community section. You can join the BrainDrive community at community.braindrive.ai and let us know your feedback. And until then, take care. Bye bye.